I call the member for Monero.
Mr Speaker, tomorrow is the start of the Royal Easter Show, and what it marks for our local shows is the end of show season in Monero. I'll come back to the Royal in a minute, but in the Monero electorate for this show season we had the regular round of shows: Braidwood, Delegate, Dalgety, Cooma, Bombala, Nimidabel and Queanbeyan. They're all shows which attract the locals to come along and provide a really important social occasion for many people who meet up with people they know or who are able to show off their produce and things. I want to just thank all the show committees who put such a lot of work into getting those country shows up and running. They are a lot of hard work, and many of those show committees have been doing them for many, many decades. In fact, I was at the Bombala show recently, and Di Ingram was given a life membership of the Bombala Show Society for her decades of work, so congratulations to Di. But they were saying there that this show was their 149th show, as best they understand it, which makes next year's show a very special one. But it just goes to indicate the commitment that the community has in keeping the local agricultural shows running and making them, since COVID, bigger and better. The shows, of course, are really important, particularly in those smaller country towns, as a social meeting point for people who maybe don't get in and talk to each other all that much. They're also very important for highlighting the work that our farmers do and the produce, as well as the skills that they have on display. The Cooma show also saw Emily Rowson crowned as the Young Woman of the Year, and she has been given the honour of representing the region at the Royal Easter Show over the next week or so in their Young Woman of the Year competition. She's following hot on the heels of last year's Royal Easter Show winner, who was also the Cooma Young Woman of the Year. It's a very important and very special occasion to celebrate young women who do have a very strong commitment to their agricultural communities and to their shows. The Royal, of course, is a massive occasion for many people who come in from country areas around New South Wales, and also from people who go from the city. It's often been traditionally called the bush meeting the city, and it is a great opportunity for people to get around and have a bit of a look at the work that our farmers and our rural producers do, and maybe get the understanding that that's where your food comes from. And it's important to actually support those communities. I have got the pleasure of going next Thursday to the Royal. I'm looking forward to seeing the many people who will be there from TAFE New South Wales, who will be showing the work that TAFE does in agriculture and across other sectors, including hospitality. It's going to be, again, a special occasion. I'm aware that the fantastic Minister for Agriculture, Tara Moriarty, will be also spending a bit of time at the show over the next week or so, and highlighting the great work that agriculture does for New South Wales. In the time I've got left, I want to change subjects completely and talk very quickly about Bungendore High School. Bungendore High School has been a really frustrating project for the community there. It is something that the previous government promised and announced without notice to the community. It was a site which caused controversy. There's been legal action and a legal decision which came down suggesting that the planning needed to be redone. The reason I want to talk about it today is that I've just recently put out some information, and the Education Department's put out some information to the community about the next steps. The Department of Education will be resubmitting a planning application for the Bungendore High School to go on the site that was proposed. That is expected to go in by May. It is likely to take at least 4 months for the Planning Department to consider that. So I want to tell the people of Bungendore that they will be waiting longer for the school. That is extremely disappointing, extremely frustrating, but we don't have a choice other than to go back through this process. So from my point of view, I want to apologise to the people of Bungendore for the fact that they've sometimes had overly optimistic views of when the school might be delivered, given the problems that it had. But I'm working and getting updates every couple of weeks to try and make sure that we can get the project back on track. I recognise it's a controversial site. I have some sympathy for the people who didn't like the site, but we don't have a choice now other than to go ahead to get a school in place. hopefully before we run out of room in the demountable school that's been built on the primary school lawn. Thank you.